He's officially questionable. He's game time decision.
See, that worries the hell out of me. I think that this game is an under for sure. This is along with one of the games that I mentioned earlier that was really hard for me to call. I did not like this one even a little bit. I'm struggling coming up with things to say for this game because Carolina is hit or miss too. I really am. I really don't know which of these two teams will show up. I want to see if DeAndre Hopkins plays. I think that could definitely change the outcome here. Until if he's going to be out, I'm definitely going Carolina with the points at home. I called Arizona as one of my most interesting teams before the season started in the season preview. I thought that they could be something unique, and they kind of have been so far. But I didn't like what I saw last week. And
I know, what a stinker.
They really put up a dud, and makes you nervous because Arizona, they were kind of the darlings, and everyone's saying, "Wow, they're amazing." And I don't know that they're amazing yet. I don't think Kyler Murray is Lamar, and not good. It makes me nervous. Joe, what do you think?
They're going to have to beat teams like the Detroit Lions if they're going to want to make the playoffs in that division that they're in. So they really screwed themselves last week with that stinker that they put. I love Kyler Murray, actually. I really do. I think, yes, he did not play the best last week. Three interceptions. That's not good. Not a lot of turnovers for him. I still like him. I like him a lot. I think he makes plays with his legs. I think he can throw the ball very well. He's a smart quarterback, typically not making terrible decisions. Last week, obviously not the case. I agree, though. He's been relying on DeAndre Hopkins a little bit. But, I mean, when you look at who else he has to throw the ball to, Kirk's he's been out. Andy Isabella is probably their next best pass catcher in that offense. You said the whole Lamar comp thing. Lamar had some decent. I mean, he had Mark Andrews as a guy to throw to at Hollywood Brown, so he was able to spread the ball around to some different guys there. Kyler doesn't really have that other than if DeAndre doesn't play in this game, it definitely makes me nervous. That 51, I'm definitely taking the under on this game. Especially if Hopkins doesn't play. If Hopkins plays, he's not even going to be at 100%. I still like Arizona in this game. I think Carolina is absolutely awful against the run. So if DeAndre doesn't play, I can see Kenyon Drake and Chase Edmonds kind of picking up the pieces there. Was Drake? I don't know. Drake might have been questionable as well, but I could be mistaking that for something completely different.
Nah, Drake isn't. He isn't listed on the injury report.
Okay, yeah. So I expect them to actually try to set the tone with a lot of running with Drake and Edmonds. Carolina's just really, really bad against the run. But I do have to, for Carolina, I have to give a shout out to Jordan Fazenbaker. You'll love this, Ed. I want to make sure that Jordan knows that I know that Robbie Anderson is in the top 6 for receiving yards in the NFL right now.
And he called a big year out of Robbie Anderson?
He did. He's a Green Bay Packers fan, and he wanted the Packers to go after him in free agency. And he was excited when they signed Funchess. He was happy about that, but then he, opted out or whatever. And then the whole draft debacle with the whole Jordan Love thing, and then not getting any offensive help for Rodgers is really coming back to bite them in the ass right now. Because Devontae, we'll talk about that when we get to the Packers, but yes, essentially he really wanted Robbie Anderson for the Packers, and right. Robbie's been doing his thing. And Robbie's kind of one of those guys. He's been a head case throughout his career, but he played for Rule in college at Temple. So, he knows Robbie and his, what he can bring to the table. And I think Teddy Bridgewater's been doing a good job of getting him the ball. So it's a weird game. I think Carolina, I don't see them beating Arizona. I think Arizona takes it. More talent on that side of the ball. But if Hopkins doesn't play, I could change my mind. But under on this one for sure.
I agree on the under. I think I'm gonna parlay that with I like a lot of unders this week, man. Honestly do. So, and like Arizona didn't look too good. Teddy Bridgewater right now, he's looking pretty solid. They're doing a lot of safe throws with him, and he's getting into his playmakers though. Like you said, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore. No Christian McCaffrey, of course, and
Mike Davis looked pretty damn good though last week.
That's a fact. This is another one I don't know who's going to win, honestly. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and I roll with Arizona. They got the better quarterback, I think. and I think they have a better defense overall as well. Shout out to Jeremy Chin. I think his name is Jeremy Chin for Carolina. He's looked really good as a rookie so far, and I think they're going to use him as like a spy on Kyler Murray. So give me a score, 23-20, Arizona.
Sounds about right.
Kyler Murray has a bounce back day. Even if Hopkins doesn't play, I think Kyler Murray can make some things happen with his legs. And
so you got Carolina covering that at 23-20. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't feel good about it though. So
I wouldn't touch this game on the spread. I'd feel pretty comfortable betting the under on it.
Yeah, I do. I feel comfortable as hell betting the under. I'm gonna parlay that with something.
So are you sold on Kyler Murray? Are you a Kyler Murray fan?
I am a Kyler Murray fan, definitely.
I love him.
He is exciting as fuck to watch.
Yeah, I think that what you said right there, my friend, I think that's what sets him apart. I think he's very exciting to watch. I think he's entertaining as hell.
But can he play winning football is the question.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because he's got – I mean, I know that he's had some injuries there. I think that Kirk being out doesn't help. He's still got Larry Fitz there. I don't know. I don't see it yet. I need to be a little bit more – I need a few more games out of him before I'm crowning him. But
I feel you on that way. Because a lot of his, like, even with his good games, it's always like an interception in there. Like, we'd be like, oh, man, you see Kyler Murray, he was balling out this year. And you go, look at his numbers, and it's like, okay, he had 2 touchdowns rushing, touchdown throwing, interception, fumble, but he recovered or something like that. So it's still, the jury's still out on him. I feel you on that one, Ed, but he is exciting as fuck to watch. Like, I'll be tuned in the Arizona games, and I like what I see from him. So we'll see if he can hone it in.
I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to say Dan Arnold is going to score a touchdown in this game. I would bet that.
Who is that, and what team do we play for?
That is the father from the Wonder Years.
Barr's husband.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was
Dan
Kevin
Arnold.
Arnold's father in the Wonder Years.
Came in as the second tight end to Max Williams on the Arizona Cardinals. He's kind of working his way to being the number 1 tight end there. And I think especially, I'm going to even double down on this, if Hopkins doesn't play, Arnold scores a touchdown for sure. I think they look more for their tight ends in this game. Carolina's defense, their linebackers are young. They're really raw, but that Carolina defense in 2 to 3 years might be something really, really special.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, fellas, moving on. We are going to Houston as the Texans will be hosting Ed's low-key favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings.
Mind if I take this one first, Bryce?
Of course, man. Hold on. Let me set you up, though. Right now, Houston is -3.5 point favorites. Over-under is 53.5. Reuter, do you like that?
Thank God, because I was going to say no if you asked me.
I like that. Because here's what I said last week. I said that the Vikings would win last week, at least against the spread. I was correct.
You was correct.
And it took not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. I'm going to keep going. Not 5, but 6 Stephen Gostkowski 47-year-old field goals to
6 of them things
to beat my low-key favorite lovable losers, those Minnesota Vikings. I think that Houston loses again. I do not like them at all, even at home. I think the Vikings win. The Vikings are better. I'm telling you, the Vikings are going to turn this ship around. They're going to be good.
You're
going to will them there?
The Vikings are going to make the playoffs.
Oh, shit.
I'm closing the lid on my laptop right now.
In fairness, I did not say this year. I did not say this year.
Okay.
Wrote that down.
In all seriousness, as much as I've loved joking around with them this year, I think that the Vikings they're going to win this game.
Of course you do.
In fairness, I think the Texans are not anywhere near as good as anyone predicted. I think they look terrible. I think Billy O'Stooge is a terrible head coach and
even worse general manager.
And worse general manager. I think he destroyed this team. I really do like Minnesota here in all seriousness. I think that I'm going to go with the over here as well because I think that the Vikings defense has not been as good as I thought they were going to be at the beginning of the season. So we're going to call it like a 35-30 win for the Vikings and shootout. I think Deshaun Watson puts up some points. I think Dalvin Cook runs all over him. I think Thielen bounces back and has a big game here. And 35-30 Vikings in a bit of a shootout.
This game is pretty simple for me. Deshaun Watson is a much better quarterback than Kirk Cousins is. And I'm going to just go with that. Like, I'm sorry, Reuter. I know that's your guy. I know you like that. But this Houston's team, they just got a kind of like just a rough deal for the first 3 weeks. Like, they had to go against the Kansas City Chiefs week 1, then Baltimore Ravens week 2, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers week 3. Like, that's kind of fucked up that the NFL did that to them. Now they finally get a decent game at home against the Vikings, and I think they take advantage of it. I don't think they go to 0-4, and I think Deshaun Watson gets his first win of the season. And I kind of like the over in this one as well. I think it could definitely be a shootout because both of these defenses aren't really good. Minnesota really can't generate a pass rush even after trading for Ngakoue. And I'm going to go Houston with a score of 35 and Minnesota 30.
Okay, I like the score. It's just going to be flip-flop, buddy. That's all.
We'll see.
Joe's the tiebreaker again. Tell me why I'm wrong, Joe.
Pass. Oh, no, I can't do that? Oh. I don't know. This game's just stupid.
It is.
Yeah, it really is. I could see it being like they're probably going to tie. It's going to be a 5-5.
I could see that. Sure. I could see that actually. Bill O'Brien, he got a chance to win the game. You know what, guys? Let's deal it. Let's just go into the locker room. Let's call it a tie.
Right. So after listening to both those well thought out arguments, I'm going to go with Bryce on this one. Houston they've, like Bryce said, have had the much harder go of it. Their 3 losses, at least as shitty as they looked in those 3 losses, have been to really good football teams. Actually, who was, I know Pittsburgh, Kansas City, who was their Baltimore, right? I mean, look at that. That's what, 8-1, the records of those 3 teams that they played. That's tough. One of those teams lost to the other 3-0 team. So Houston's definitely had a rough start in terms of schedule. The only thing that makes me nervous is Dalvin Cook. I think Dalvin Cook is probably one of the best running backs in the league, top 3 in my opinion, both catching the ball and running the ball. He makes me a little bit nervous. I can see him slicing and dicing up the Houston Texans. But I do think the Texans are DeAndre Hopkins away from last year's roster. I mean, really, that's really what it comes down to. J.J. Watt's back. He's looking pretty solid. I like Houston in this game. Minnesota just they don't do it for me. I think losing Stephon Diggs for them was huge for that offense. Their defense just does not look good. They're starting cornerbacks. I don't think anybody's older than like 24 years old, and then start in the secondary there. They're just giving up points, and they're losing to terrible teams. Tennessee. I guess they're not terrible. Indianapolis isn't terrible either. But
the Packers.
And but they got blown out by the Packers.
That was a tight game. 9 points.
No, yeah.
They only lost by 17 to the Colts.
17 to the Colts on the road.
Notice how he phrased that. They only lost by 17.
I also love how you're talking about home field advantage and shit when there's 4 people in the whole stadium. I mean, I get the whole travel to it, but home field advantage really doesn't mean too much anymore this year. It doesn't mean as much as it used to, at least. I don't know. I'm taking Houston. Move on from this game. It's just stupid. I'd probably take the over. I don't know. I'd probably take Houston. I don't care about this game. Somebody's going to win, probably. I don't know.
Somebody's going to win.
Somebody's going to be 1-4, and the other team's going to be 1-3 and 0-4. I don't even know what fucking week it is.
Hey, we might get a 0-3-1, baby. We might get a 0-3-1.
I said the same thing that you did last week about Cincinnati and the Eagles, and look where that got me. I said somebody has to win this game, right?
Nope. No, you didn't.
Crazy.
Did you really?
He legit called it.
Yeah. I said somebody has to win this game, and they, of course, had to prove me wrong. Nope, nobody has to win this one.
Carson Wentz didn't know games could end in ties.
Oh boy!
Wasn't that the last time that Philly tied was against Cincinnati? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it sure was.
So fucking weird. How do you not beat Cincinnati? That's so. I hate the Eagles.
Man,
I hate the NFC East. What a shit division. God, sorry, I'm getting angry.
No, it is. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible.
So sad that a team from that division gets to make the playoffs.
Right. All right, boys, move it on. Game of the week for me. Game of the fucking week, boys. Jacksonville traveling to Cincinnati, man. We got Minshew Mania against Burrow. I mean, what more could you ask for? Like, this is it, guys.